All right, it's time, and there's absolutely no way that we don't have the same number one.
We got a 3-2 on it.
I already know it's gonna be the same.
It's gotta be. There's no shot. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Never enough Daniel
Yes!
Caesar. Come on!
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Zach and my boy Dallin here with JZ Reacts. I guess today it's technically like DZ Reacts, we've been calling it, but this is Jake's brother. Dallin, this is my brother. Yeah, he's here today.
What up?
We've been waiting for Kanye to drop because this is probably one of the biggest Kanye fans I know, but Kanye won't drop, so he hasn't made an appearance on the channel yet, so I guess this is his first official one, but we'll get him on some videos in the future. But for today, we're going through our top albums of the year. It's been a crazy year. I didn't think it was gonna be this exciting, but like, it has some pretty good drops. So we're gonna go through, if you guys didn't see our video last year with me and Jake, we basically did like some like smaller low-key artists. I'll name a couple of those. Then we both have honorable mentions, and then we'll go through our top 10. We'll just kind of go back and forth. That good stuff. As always, before, leave a bunch of albums and stuff in the comments because I want to know what you guys are listening to, what we should listen to, roast us on our tastes, roast us if we're ugly, all that good stuff. Anyway, I got 3, well, technically 4, but we've hyped up my first one so much that I'm gonna give you another one. But my first low-key artist is Biking with Francis. They had an EP, Honeydew. I feel like you've probably listened to it.
I've heard them,
because
yeah.
me and Jake are obsessed with them.
Yeah, they're good.
But yeah, if you haven't heard of Biking with Francis yet, please go stream their stuff. They're gonna get big, they're gonna blow up, and we put you on them. So my second one is Forrest Claudette with Everything Was Green. He actually has a song on there with Earth Gang. Crazy song, crazy vibe. He has super good old stuff too. It's pretty like R&B, like alternative pop-ish kind of stuff. But the song with Earth Gang, you have to listen to because
I don't know.
They're crazy. My third one is Jev, Loner World Volume 1. He has some like pretty good melodic rap stuff. And yeah, he kind of blew up like last year with, he had a song called Where the Confetti. I'll have to show it to you too, because it's actually kind of crazy. But he has a good vibe. I feel like he's gonna blow up in the future. And another one is Unusual Demon, and it's Chrysalis. This is a follow-up to his Hughes project in 2021, but he's kind of pop, has like a pop vibe, and he's good. Are you cold? Honorable mentions. We'll have you start. What's your...
Okay.
These are also not in any order, the honorable mentions. They're just like 5, like, just... that didn't quite make the top 10.
Did I say all of them?
No, just go one. We'll go like one back and forth.
Okay, my first honorable mention, this might be a hot take, maybe not, but it's not in my top 10. For All the Dogs, Scary Hours Edition.
Wow. Okay.
Here's the thing, I think there's a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
Mostly Evil Hours. that's about it. And like there was some funny like IDGIF. That one's funny.
Oh, with Yeet.
But like just because of all the memes and money for fun.
We hate Yeet here. Me and Jake hate Yeet.
No, I don't like him. I just think it's funny.
That's true. I got my money for fun.
But yeah, other than that, like I don't know. I didn't really enjoy the album enough to like have it. What's it called?
Be higher.
Subir.
Subir.
What's the word, man?
Like
raise above
over?
others.
Yeah, I can't think of go.
It's not like above my other top 10 for sure, but it's definitely it's good. It's still good.
Okay. One of my honorable mentions outside the top 10 was Metro Boomin's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse album. It landed just outside for me, but overall, that album created like the craziest movie soundtrack space I think I've ever heard, besides like maybe like Mamma Mia or something. I don't even know. Dude, Big Buffer soundtrack stuff, dude. That's crazy. Metro's crazy. So anything he touches is gold. That was close. That was really close. I've been going back and forth, but.
All right, another honorable mention that I know might be a little bit controversial for yourself is Guts by Olivia Rodrigo.
No! At least you have an honorable mention. Okay.
It had to be an honorable mention.
Okay,
I think
at least you have it.
Honestly, a really good album, but like for me, I'm not one to just get in the car and throw her on, you know? But I think it's still a good album.
Okay.
But I kind of base it off of I don't really listen to her that much, but it's still a good album.
My next honorable mention is Laney's new album, A Beautiful Blur.
That was my next too.
Really? Let's go, baby! I feel like, I don't know, I love Laney. I love the old Laney stuff, and this one was super good, super fire, but I don't know. I feel like there was just other stuff that kind of beat it.
And not only that, I feel like it was one of the albums where it didn't flowed good,
flow.
but like there was
I agree.
a few songs that popped out, and then the rest were like, eh.
Yeah. My third, Jake is gonna hate this when he sees this in 2 years, but my third honorable mention, just outside, is Black Odyssey's Diamonds and Freaks. It's like an R&B soul, but he is obsessed with it. I bet it was in his top 5, but it's such a good R&B album, and they made like an instrumental version of it. They did a live version of it as well. Super good, but just outside for me. So
bad news, I did not listen to it.
Oh, he's gonna hate you even more than me then.
This is perfect going into my next honorable mention. Okay, Zach, close your ears.
What are you gonna? I know. I've been waiting for it.
Dare I say the most influential album of the year for the whole world, or at least the United States. One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen.
Wow. Yep. There's a little.
Here's
Morgan Wallen's huge though.
He's massive.
He's massive.
That's why I say most even if you don't like him,
that's
very
valid.
Influential. His one of his songs off this album was like #1 for half the year, like ever since it dropped.
Jeez.
So it's like it's hard not to have it on there because it was still a good album.
Sense.
I like Morgan Wallen personally. Well, some of his stuff, and that album was pretty good. There's also like 40 songs on that album.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
massive.
I would never peep that. My next one is, I don't think you'll know this one either. It just fell out just outside. It's another R&B album. It's Q with his album Soul Present. Super silky smooth R&B boy. Like, he'll put you in the, yeah. No, he creates a great space in that, and he's pretty new and he's on the come up. So he landed just outside for me, but I feel like he created a very good space that I kind of really resonated with, so it was good stuff.
My last one, my honorable mention, another different genre from what you might be used to, is Nadie Sabe Lo Que Va a Pasar Mañana. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny!
I love Bad Bunny, but this album wasn't good enough to put him over the top. Let's be real. Either.
And then my next one, I've also had so many like honorable mentions. I've been trying to narrow it all down. I've had Dominic Fike had an album that I loved. Tyler the Creator was kind of an album, didn't really make sense. Wally the Sage, Don Toliver, like they had some that were just outside for me. My next one that fell just outside is, oh, Jake's not gonna like this one either, but I don't know if you know Mick Jenkins, The Patience. I feel like I just want it to be longer. I feel like the substance in it was so good, and Smoke Break Dance with Jid, I think I showed you that today. Probably. Maybe not, but that song was in my top 5 songs of the year. I think I had it. The album's incredible, but I just wanted more from him, and I think he's gonna be able to do more. But top 10, baby.
Top 10. Okay.
Number 10 for you.
Number 10. This was already mentioned.
Oh my.
Metro Boomin presents Spider-Man.
Made it. Let's go.
That's my number 10.
So good.
Like just watching the movie and then listening after to the soundtrack was like, not only does it is such good music, but it like brings back the art of the movie too, I feel like. So it's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, ah.
No, that's what I felt like. I felt like it was just so good at, once you see the movie too, like it just, each song puts you into like a different space and perspective of what's going on. I love that. It was literally like my number 11.
This is how I'd be listening to it.
Nah, dude, I'd be listening like,
that's true, yeah.
Bro. My number 10 is, Jake's gonna love me for this one that I actually had it here, but it's actually JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown Scaring the Hoes. It actually made my top 10, which is crazy because if any of you guys saw that video reaction, the whole time I was like, what is going on? And Jake's just like, yeah! And I'm just like, what is happening? Like, it was so weird. It's not that I don't appreciate the music, it's so creative at first, but I was just like, this is the weirdest stuff I've ever heard. It's like not my style. And then I just continued to listen, and I really appreciate it. Like, there's a couple songs that are just absolutely whack that Jake will never get me to like, but like some of the other songs are actually really fire. And
all right, number 9. This one, there's no shot, you know, but it's so fire. It's alternative.
Okay.
It's Do Ya by, now he doesn't even tell people how to say his name.
No way.
But it's Mejia. I think it's like Meja. Meja is my guess.
I actually don't know.
But it's alternative stuff. It's fire, crisp. It's like he's a very brand new artist, like very small artist, but yeah, super fire if you're into alternative.
My number 9 is an album you low-key disrespected, but everyone else does. So Drake, For All the Dogs. Oh my gosh, dude. I feel like he actually, like, people were waiting for old Drake because Drake was like, I'm bringing back old Drake, like, get ready. But like, how can he exactly like replicate his last old self into now? Like, he has to add a different style, and I felt like he added that. Like, he had the first song, like, just from the intro track, I was pulled in with the Frank Ocean sample on Virginia Beach, putting like Tizo touchdown cuts on there, Slime You Out with SZA. He had his typical like 8 a.m. in Charlotte where he does his like 6-minute rap, like just melodically taking you away. Like, I already know this is the hottest, probably the most, what's a word, like controversial, like albums, like where people are ranking it, like I think people either really like it or like they're just like, he's kind of mid. But I think it's his best stuff since like Views. So that's why I really like it.
That's fair. See, I can see that, like best since Views, yeah. That's definitely valid. But like,
okay. But the old stuff's definitely still better, but
yeah.
For All the Dogs.
Number 8. This one is another good one. Technically not the first release, but the first release of some of it. Taylor Swift, 19.
Yeah! So, okay, I was gonna put Taylor Swift in too, but I didn't know if I could count it as like its own album. So I'm glad you did, because it was so good.
I do, because she also like released new songs with like the vaulted songs.
Okay.
And look, I don't care what anyone says, Taylor Swift is still amazing.
I'm a Swift.
My number 1 is Kanye always, but like I can still like Taylor Swift.
I feel that.
If you disagree, shut up. I don't care. It's like,
and it does change up the vibe with her Taylor's version. Like, it's new.
I mean,
it feels new. To me, it feels. Kill yourself.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Number 8 for me is Sampha with La High.
That's 8?
Yeah. Sorry about it.
No, you're good. I want to hear your explanation.
I feel like, personally, I've had enough time to like digest the whole thing.
That's fair.
Because it just came out. I think it's the newest release on my list, actually. I feel like Sampha definitely is hitting one of his best spaces compared to his last album, which was so good. Again, everything he touches is gold, and I feel like this is another one that I feel like as I listen to, it's just gonna get even better. I think we're gonna go see Sampha in concert next year. That voice just takes me away. He had a couple songs in my top 52. Like, the album's great, I just need more time. But it could definitely make it easy, like top 5. If it's like in your top 3 even, I would not be surprised, because it has that quality to it, so.
No.
Not this again.
Number 7, the album name is the same as the artist. Can you guess? No, you can't. Zach Bryan. You ever heard it?
Oh yeah, I have, definitely.
He didn't listen to it.
I did not listen to it.
It's very chill country. It's like rainy day kind of music.
Like
vibe.
Like Luke Bryan? Like old Luke Bryan, maybe?
Like,
that's the only country I've ever known.
It's even more chill. It's like,
okay.
I bet you've heard one of his songs play before.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's what it's. That's all.
Okay.
It's very long, very good, very poetic. That's what it's. It's a very poetic album. So if you like country, listen to it. If not, don't listen to me.
Alright, that's why I'm not listening to you.
It's fine, so. I get it.
Number 7 for me, I'm curious if you actually listened to this one, but it's Jordan Ward with Forward. Dude, Jordan Ward had one of the like most low-key come-ups this year. Like, he's here, and he's gonna have an even better future. This album had probably my number 2 song. Yeah, my number 2 song of the year with Fam Jam 4000. If you don't, oh my gosh, dude.
Wait, you sent him to me, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure me or Jake did, because we love Jordan Ward.
Yeah, you did.
He opened for Black this year. Yeah, nah, he's just another one that has the craziest, like, most different voice. That he can just has a super crazy, like, vocal range, and he's got like an R&B, like, soul kind of vibe. But yeah, sensational work on that.
Number 6, one very well known, one very loved by me as well. Some great songs. Utopia, Travis Scott.
Number 6!
What do you mean? That's good! That's really good!
You found 5 albums? Okay.
You'll see why.
Okay.
Great album, nothing bad to say about it, honestly. But like, that's how my top 5 are too. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. I don't know, I just felt the same thing where like there was a couple songs I really liked, and I have the bad tendency of picking those songs out and not listening to the rest.
I got you.
And so like it didn't seduce me to listen to the whole thing every time, you know?
I see what you're saying. There's kind of, I could see a part in there where it could lead you to fall off.
Yeah.
Because around like Del Resto, which is with Beyonce, there's a couple of, 6 for me is someone you disrespected so much, Olivia Rodrigo with Guts. And I get it now that I just connected that he hadn't heard Sour before, and seeing her transition to this, because the maturity from Sour to Guts is actually insane. Like, she hit like this crazy alternative rock stage that someone else got, Lil Yachty, did this year too. We'll talk about him later. But like, O-Rod went crazy on this thing. Like,
O-Rod?
Dude, that's what we call her, bro. O-Rod.
That's fire.
She's nuts, dude. Every song on here banged. Like, I listened back through it, and it's almost, in my opinion, a perfect album. Like,
wow.
It's someone that is, it's so weird, because I wouldn't think I'd talk about like Olivia Rodrigo like that, but like, she, for some reason, the stuff that she's able to do, like, on the like album is so crazy. And I just think, like, I don't know, I was just like blown away by it. And I tried to listen back through to be like, all right, I think I'm gonna hate this thing. And like, I just kept listening back through.
All right, number 5 then. I think you'll know this one.
I'm so curious your top 5, man.
I can't remember if Jake sent this to me or I just found it. Fear and Loathing in Long Island. Joaquin the Divine.
Oh, this is, yeah, that's so good.
That was really good, dude. Like that, he just has such a flow like West Side Gun, and like that type of rap that like I've really gotten more into, and I really been liking. Cause it's like, you don't have to go hard to it, you don't have to like get hype, but it's just like almost sit there and like listen and like head bop, you know?
Joaquin the Divine,
and
yeah, man.
Super good. I really like his album.
Super valid. Top 5, wow, you really like that.
I listened to it a lot.
It was probably, I know Jake banged in a bunch too, but I didn't listen to it as much, but like, I definitely respect that. That's a good take right there. Number 5 for me was honestly probably the most surprising album of the year, I think. It was, second most surprising, I lied. Black with Since I Have a Lover. Oh my gosh. When I say Black literally became a new man with this album. Like, he'd always had the like same old like Atlanta hip hop like trappish vibe to his music, and on this one, me and Jake reacted to Since I Have a Lover, the song, before the album came out, and we were like blown away because he hit this weird like alternative rap like indie space, and I was like, if this is gonna be Black on his album, I was like, we're in trouble. And then his album dropped and we listened to it, and I was like, oh no. I was like, what is this man doing? Because he hits the most like beautiful like just stride from like track 1. He just gets into it, and just throughout the whole album, like, he hits the craziest space. I was obsessed with it this whole year.
All right, number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, I know I said no more of the other, no more other genres, but
this is gonna be country. I'm gonna slap you.
No, it's not. It's not. This is really good. This is really good. Sunburn by Dominic.
Yes, this is good. Tell me about this album, because this was, I said it a little bit in my honorable mentions, but
I was so dang hyped for this album, because me and all my friends listen to Dominic Fike a lot. Like, he's kind of our vibe, and like the night he dropped, dude, I just drove and listened to his album like 3 times through, and I was just, I really liked it. Like, it's really good. It just flows really well. There's not a skip song on the album. It's short. It's a shorter album, but it like, there's not a skip song on it, and it all is super good. Like, he did drop a few songs before, but it wasn't too many to where it was like, I'm not even excited for the album anymore. It almost brought out a little bit of like rock, but not rock, but like alternative rock.
Everyone did it this year.
It was just really awesome.
That was the thing. Everyone this year tried to tap into this little alternative rock side, and Dominic Fike, I've listened to him for a while, but I don't like his old stuff that much. And it's an unpopular opinion because I know you like it. But I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of his old stuff. There are some hits in there. But this is by far my favorite project of his.
Yeah, it's really
like
good.
you said, the value of listening from start to end is so nice on it. Number 4 for me is Tizo, Touchdown. How do you sleep at night? Oh, if you don't know Tizo, Touchdown, you're gonna have to get out of this car. Oh my gosh. See you on the next one, dude. Please flame this man for not having... Where did he go? Tizo, Touchdown, you need to listen to this album.
Yeah, I do.
This is another one that hit this crazy alternative rock. Like, he switches up on like every single song and does something so different. And like, mine and Jake's reaction to this, we were like ready for Tizo Touchdown's like crazy. He has a crazy vocal range, so he like can sing like any note in like any space, any tone. And like when we were listening to this, every song we were just like, nah. I was like, this can't be real, like what he's doing. I like that he's a new guy that's coming up. Kinda like Dominic Fike, like he just like hit his stride, so.
Yeah. Numero 3.
Oh my gosh.
This one has been mentioned previously.
I bet it's
but it should have been much higher.
It's scaring the hoes. What is it?
Lahai.
Ah, there she is.
Sampa.
Oh, this is
Dude.
so good. Talk to me.
I'm pretty sure Jake sent me this album when it first came out. And he's like, oh, I feel like you like this. Dude, the first time I listened to it, I was just like, I was like, I don't know what happened. I was put in a trance.
That trance is perfect.
So good.
The perfect
like,
word.
His voice, I mean, like you said, his voice is just so smooth. The whole album just like, it goes through, and I don't even realize it finished.
You just like, sink into the stage.
I was like, how's it over already? I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, it just,
My number 3 is actually the most surprising album of the year because this was not what anyone was expecting. This is not what me and Jake expected. We were insanely blown away when this came out. It was Lil Yachty, Let's Start Here. Lil Yachty, listen.
It's like biting into a lemon.
But this was like the weirdest thing that he did. Like he just decided to just reinvent like who he is, what he wanted to do. And he's really the one I think that kicked off the little like alternative rock like switch up this year that, let's face it, Travis did it on his album. We already mentioned Olivia Rodrigo, Dominic Fike kind of did this stuff. If you actually like listen to this album, I feel like you can respect what he did because he was so creative and so different.
That's fair.
So different.
Maybe
he didn't rap it all. He didn't do a single little broccoli like.
It's like 50 Cent like singing instead of doing his gangster rap.
That was actually a very good comparison.
I mean, I only listened to it once, so like maybe I need to give it another listen. But like when I did, I was just like the whole time I was confused. I was like, what am I listening to?
Confused.
But my number 2. Ready for this?
I'm gonna be so mad if it's something, but okay, go.
And Then You Pray For Me, West Side Gun.
Oh my gosh, wow, that was really high for you. Tell me about it.
I love
West Side Gun too.
I was heavily introduced to him this year. I've listened to every single album he's dropped now. And he's dropped a million.
So much.
So many. I like how it's like clearly a sequel of Pray for Paris.
Yeah, I love that connection.
And it just like comes back and he's just, every song, the only hard thing with West Side Gun is he sounds the same on every song because that's how he is.
That's his style, yeah.
That's his style. But it was another one of the albums where like I wouldn't skip a song. I would just click it on, throw it on play, and then just listen.
Even the Ty Dolla $ign song?
Even the Ty Dolla $ign song.
That song makes me just cringe.
I feel like even the Ty Dolla $ign song.
Yeah, so
where is it at for you, huh?
So it was like honorable mentions for me. But that's because I don't know. It had its highs. I feel like the highs were high, but some of the lows I just couldn't get over. I don't know. It didn't quite tickle me.
It's fine. It's okay.
My number 2, the disrespect this man put on my guy, Travis Motherfucking Scott, dude. Utopia. Travis Scott cannot miss. This and Utopia, he literally did it again. I've been trying to like rank Travis Scott's album in my brain and I simply just can't do it. I'm also a huge Travis Scott fan because I think that creatively he has done things for the music space that no one else has. I see so many influences on every other people's work, but this album I feel like has one of the coolest, like, not even just his album, but Travis Scott in general. Like Astro World created the craziest space for his music. Rodeo created that space. Birds in the Trap did. And this did the same exact thing of taking you to utopia and taking you to the world through Travis Scott's eyes, through a different, like, evolving world of what could happen in a dystopian society heading into utopia. And like songs like My Eyes, taking you through Travis Scott's view to like I Know, from the start with Hyena, like just introducing you into the space. Like, oh my gosh, dude,
that was deep.
I have so much.
Deep.
I have so much I could say about this album.
When I hear music, it go, oh, sound good, sound good in brain. I like.
Then he has James Blake, 21 Savage with Metro Production on the outro track. Like, it's like, that's like the perfect conclusion of the album, talking about like, where will you go now that you're done with me? Like, just conceptually beautiful. So
I do love how much he involves like the whole community, like you said, like everyone. There's so many different people on his album.
And it doesn't feel like heavily like forced. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, there's so many features. Like, it just like flows so well.
Yeah. It's like when Kanye uses features.
Yeah. Like Donda. Like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, too many people. I was like, wow, like him placing Don Toliver on Moon, like it just sounds so good. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, it's time. And there's absolutely no way that we don't have the same number one.
We got a 3, 2 on it.
I already know it's going to be the same.
It's got to be. There's no shot. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Never enough Daniel
Caesar.
Come on!
You go first because, okay, it's Daniel Caesar, Never Enough.
First of all, album of the century.
Album of the decade for sure so far, I think.
I don't care what anyone says, but literally I just feel like, I float.
Just like Maxine, anyways.
It is a celestial experience every time I listen to it. And then when we saw it live, dude, I cried.
We were crying. We literally cried.
It was crazy.
Literally cried.
I don't know what it is about the man, how he does it, but his voice, just how the album flows. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I can't listen to just one song. I can't just put him in a playlist. I can't just hit shuffle.
Playlist, yeah.
I have to listen to the whole album through. My top 2 albums on my Wrapped this year were 1, Never Enough, bonus version, 2, Never Enough.
Yes, let's get
so it was the first 2 albums.
Yeah, like I feel like Daniel Caesar is still more low key. So like some people might still not know him because he's not super huge, but he's pretty well known. But coming off of his last projects, is something I was super curious to see where he was gonna go, because he's had different directions where he's picked a tone and just done the same thing throughout the album. And I feel like on Never Enough, it was his most creative work. Like, he tapped into spaces that I just didn't think that he was gonna get to. Like, he's always had this beautiful singing voice. He's always had beautiful messages to convey through his songs. My song of the year, which is Toronto 2014.
That's your song of the year?
Yes.
Dude, yeah, that one's good.
That is because of this. I talked about it on the top 50 songs, but he goes back to 2014 in the context of the album, from Valentina, going back to 2014 to A Space, and then coming back later to Let Me Go, to Do You Like Me, to another like top, I think it was my 3rd song, was Always. Like,
I mean, the whole album is about not being good enough. Like,
yes, like he's literally not, and like, and it's crazy because he's telling it through his like perspective and his eyes of like, I'm not good enough in this space in 2014 to evolve into who he is now.
It's like, if you've ever listened to Kanye tell his story, I relate everything to Kanye. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but like, if you listen to Kanye tell his story about how he started with nothing and like how he came to be, like the little song The Last Call, that's how I feel like this is Daniel Caesar telling his story of like starting with nothing and not feeling like he's ever gonna be enough to like where he is now. And he's like,
one of the most crazy songs, Please Do Not Lean.
oh,
Like, so crazy that like I was not expecting it. And then he had Always with Summer Walker, which Summer Walker's silky smooth R&B. And then the other one with Rick Ross, Valentina with Rick Ross.
that one's so good.
Like, to add a bonus version like that too. Yeah, that's our top albums of the year. I knew we were gonna have the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I really
Jake's
thought you
was
had
scaring
What's
the
That Gun
house.
on there.
That was my only one I needed to. That was another one that came out really recently that I hadn't.
But
not
like
too
how?
recently.
Oh, no, it's probably around the same
Wasn't it
time as
October?
High. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was the
Maybe.
reason. Because me and Jake also waited to listen to it, and we recorded it in North Carolina.
Because I remember I listened to it and I kept asking Jake, I was like, bro, if you listen to it.
Yeah, we waited to react to it, so I was a little slower to get into the album too. So I think that's another one that's gonna need to marinate a little bit. But
Yeah.
let us know your top albums of the year, your worst albums of the year. Let us know how ugly we are. Let us know if you guys liked our takes. Let us subscribe.
Tell me if you want to see me on the channel again, maybe.
Yeah! Give
There
it
you
up
go.
for my boy Dallin for coming on today.
10,000 views and I'll come back. 1 million likes.
1 million! I hate outros. Goodbye.